All right, all right, all right. What's up, guys? If you're in the chat, first off, let me know that you're here. Post a comment if you're on Facebook, YouTube. We're streaming to a few locations, Facebook groups, and my YouTube channel. Cody Yarbrough in the house. What is up, man?
What up?
Well, we wanted to go live tonight. I know that you had some stuff on your mind, some business acumen you wanted to share with everybody. Just some good mindset nuggets, if you will, some good nugs. And I think this is the perfect place to do it, guys. Like I said, if you're in the chat, post it up. What's up, guys? Hoff Power in the house, pains, pressure washing. You can know it. Fucking Nickelback, bro. That's funny. Fun title tonight is I Hate Nickelback. And we're going to go into that. I really don't know how much I hate Nickelback. I think that's kind of a misconception, but I want to kind of dive into that and the mindset of why the public thinks they hate Nickelback. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. So tell us in the chat if you love or hate Nickelback, and I'm just curious to see what everybody says. I already think I know what you're going to say, but then we're going to break it down. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about: some business advice and some things, some perspectives maybe you haven't thought about. And we also wanted to tell you guys that we have a very requested Serious Starter Boot Camp coming up. And we didn't do one all last year. And so we've had, I guess this will be the revival of Serious Starter. And we've done, will this be number 5 or number 6?
Yeah, something like that. Yep. 2023, we didn't do a Serious Starter event. We did WashCon, had a huge WashCon event, sold that one out, and we didn't do another event the rest of the year. And a very requested event. This event has housed many of the superstars, a lot of superstars that you guys know. Mike Turman was one of those guys. Ashley Westfall has come to Serious Starter. There's a bunch of folks that, some of y'all don't know, but they're all in the inner circle and they've all crushed it in their business. And we got one coming up February 23rd, 24th. Go to southeastsoftwash.com, go to the training tab, and it will be listed right there. Cody, what's going to happen at Serious Starter?
So what we do at Serious is we deep dive into your business. So it's a 2-day event, and the 23rd is Friday. I'm thinking that should be right. 24th should be the Saturday. And the 23rd is going to be all me. All right. So we're going to go into safety, get that out of the way because nobody really wants to talk about that. But we are going to cover it because it does matter if you're growing a business. You're going to be hiring people and growing your teams. Want to make sure you've got a foundation for that at least so you can make those decisions. So we'll hit that real fast. We're going to go into a lot of technical stuff on chemical knowledge, soft wash kind of concepts, how to do it, plant and property protection. We'll break for lunch, probably just going to have something catered there to the shop because it's just easier. And then we will go out in the field. We'll book us something. We'll go out and clean something and put hands on and just show you kind of start to finish a soft wash process. So that's what we're going to do that Friday. We'll come back to the shop and do some Q&A on that stuff. It's a lot of info. So we'll try to make it make sense for you on the equipment and what you're selecting. Try to, there's a lot of guys coming that are a serious starter. So they're starting up and, hey, do I need this kind of equipment or this or this? And then we'll also talk about some systems towards the end of the day that are business systems, right? So that's kind of something I've had to learn in the last 3 years, 2 years really, is systems to keep from going crazy. So you're gonna crash and burn if you don't have systems. We'll do a lot of that. Day 2, we'll come back to the shop on day 2, which is Saturday, and all of the stuff that I teach on Friday, you kind of know that you're at least aware of these things. What Aaron teaches you on Saturday, a lot of guys are not even aware that he'll pull back the curtain on some internet stuff and. Tell them what you like to. Well, they be looking dazed, son. They come out on Saturday, eyes bleary, heart weary.
We say this every time we have this event, and you definitely want to go and bring your legal pad, bring a few sharp pencils. Day 2, we're talking about marketing from the ground up. I pull back the veil on a lot of SEO stuff. That is applicable to the new guy that can, how do I say this, lean and mean style, get you the most results without the most expenditure. But we're talking about real results. We're talking about stuff that, how do I say this? You wouldn't even know to search for this on Google.
Yes.
Okay. Like it's not stuff that you can Google because you don't know the terminology. So I'm going to start sharing some stuff. And I've had to, over the years, I've had to kind of figure out a way to articulate it for the new guy who's a contractor, right? Because an SEO guy talking about SEO terminology for people, it can kind of start going over their head. But I've distilled it down into a few steps, probably about 3 steps that you have to do from the beginning of your business to set yourself up to be in those top rankings of Google. At least, by the end of the year 2, you can't expect it to. SEO is not fast. It's definitely the slower portion of marketing, but it is the most steady, and it also is the cheapest lead you'll ever find. Mike Termans sold a $120,000 apartment complex job last year with some of these techniques that I've shared. So get your tickets, man. southeastsoftwash.com. Go to the training tab. It will be there, and grab it. They're going fast. We haven't promoted it really at all. This is the first time we've promoted it. And so putting the word out there, we've already sold a few.
Yeah. Well, Jim Eglin is here in the chat. England, sorry, Jim. He signed up today. Brian came and asked me, he was like, hey, I got a guy that's signing up for Sirius. He's trying to make sure y'all really doing it. I'm like, yeah, we're doing it. We're not going to change the date. So we had a lot of guys. I don't know. We've sold it out every time. The first time Emily overbooked it, had like 37 people trying to go in that training room, but it's good info. And we've implemented a lot of things that Aaron's going to talk about on that Saturday, just in our business at Southeast. And we've made, year over year, last year over the previous year, that was worth about $2 million. So
can I say I'm like as far as the company goes, can I say I'm like an 8-figure marketer now?
You're damn right. Yeah,
I think I can take that stamp.
Might be 9 figures here if we pull off a couple of these things we got to work. So
keep messing around, it's been fun. The cool thing about some of the marketing stuff that I teach is that you can build on it. Okay. And it doesn't all have to happen overnight. It's something that I like to, this is my mentality of building businesses. I like to lay sturdy bricks. One thing about the music industry, I was in it for 8 years, short story, is that in the music industry, everything is just so volatile. You always have to be going. You always have to be on point. Like you've seen guys who've had hits and then they fall off 2 years later. It's like they were all in the media, a year ago, and now you ain't heard from them, and it's a damn shame, right? Well, I hate that. I cannot stand working my tail off. You guys may be like this, where you work your tail off only to have to kind of like juggle plates. You know what I mean? Like you're spinning plates is what they call it. Like you got a bunch of plates spinning in your hand. You got to, you're pedaling on the unicycle and you're having to do all this. Well, that's usually a business owner anyway. Why would I want to have to do that with my marketing? So I'm going to teach you guys some cornerstone foundational stuff that you can implement step by step that just build this house with bricks. All right. And it's going to allow you to drive leads over time. So go ahead and get it. Juan Wizard said, make a video of that iPad in your F-250.
I will.
That's a Cody creation. So
yeah,
that's a Cody creation. That's the reason I bought the truck.
Yeah.
That damn iPad.
Hey, it's nice though when you're on a road trip. I'm not saying that I've drove and watched Tropic Thunder. I ain't saying I done that. But I'm not saying I didn't either. So yeah.
He says, Lalo369 says, what's your opinion on Google My Business ending? If Google Business Profile is ending, there will be something like it to replace it. And even if it's a paid model, which that would be fine as well, you want to take advantage of that, right? You want to be first to market with your mindset and pay before everyone else is willing to pay. All right. Google grandfathered in a lot of people on Google My Business. Years ago, you didn't have to do the whole video of your house and show a photo of your business license and your ID. Years ago, you can just get a Google My Business, right? And they grandfathered a lot of those profiles in. So
I did. They gave me that.
right, they just sent me a card in the mail to verify. And so a lot of those people who got grandfathered in, they took advantage of that, right? They took it. So if they go to a paid situation, I don't know if they will. I don't know if it will end Google My Business currently. But if they do, you should be first. This is my word of advice. Google is still the top player in the marketing game, and that will not change for a while, as far as I'm concerned, short of an EMP attack. Okay, if an EMP attack, y'all ain't worried about no Googles. Okay. What's up, Lean and Me? My girlfriend dumped me because she doesn't think pressure washing is sexy. Southeast gave me his advice yesterday. Can you? Absolutely. Well, so my girlfriend is a Dutch blonde that I got from Canada.
There goes
And,
mine.
yeah, he's got him a blonde too. And I actually picked her up the first time I met her in the wash van. See, I want to do a test. See, if she was turned off by it, I would have never met her. She probably would have turned away and went back in the airport, you know.
Dude, you pulled that Akeem from Coming to America test.
Damn right, dude.
You want me to announce my throne? Announce my throne.
Exactly. You know, so she doesn't think pressure washing is sexy. My advice to that is go out and make a stack of money working how you want to work, and build yourself into a man that's just undeniable. Get your money right in multiple facets, not just pressure washing. And I will tell you one thing. All right. This is the truth, because this happened to me. Once you get your money right, bud, they come out the woods. I'm just going to tell you. So work your ass off in pressure washing. Forget about women for 2 years. Okay. Build your business. Don't even worry about them, dude. Drink your coffee, smoke your cigars, and work on your business. And by the time you look up, your business will be in a place where you're making multiple 6 figures a year. The weirdest thing happens. You meet a beautiful woman when you got money. And they're all attracted to that. She don't mind if you're pressure washing and you got a stack of money. What she minds is that you're broke and you're pressure washing.
Yeah,
it ain't got nothing to do with pressure washing.
Justin Waller talks about that a lot. You guys know who he is, and he's big in the construction industry. And so you're the typical West Coast chick that's looking at guys, and they're all they think a tech job is cool, or they think something like that. A doctor or a lawyer, and like, well, I hate to tell you, but I make more than I've made more than a doctor or a lawyer the last several years. I'm talking about on a wash truck was kind of right there at a small town lawyer.
Yeah.
You could go to hell. Like, you could be told that too, because the girls are a dime a dozen. The opportunity, you'll, like you're saying, you'll find somebody that gets. That's a very weird thing for a chick to tell you. Pressure washing isn't sexy, but what can come of the industry is the money is definitely, they're looking for a provider, and that's what we're wired to be, as a provider. So if she's got a problem with how I go kill, then she's in the wrong cave. So as long as I'm going and killing and bringing something back, that's all I'm supposed to do.
I will tell you, if she has herself posted all over her Instagram, like her face and her body and all kinds of stuff, and at whatever level, then she's not the one. All right. Like, just if she's doing a bunch of selfies and all kinds of shit like that, she ain't the one. All right. Like, and that's the vanity that probably bleeds into the pressure washing and her repulsiveness towards it. Right. You got to look at these girls, analyze them. Right. She told, oh, this is good. This is great. Now she has OnlyFans. Good thing the trash took itself. Bro, see, that was great, dude. This is
self-correcting problem.
Let me tell you one thing. She probably saved you about $400,000 in attorney's fees. You're welcome.
Hey, made yourself smile.
Hey, made yourself smile right there, dude. That's great, man. What a good little pop into this video. Yes. So he said, writes pressure washing, says, get a woman that brings your supper to you while you're watching the Kings of Pressure Washing. That is, hey, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, I can't really. I've been trying to dive into some of that world, because my boys are going to be 17 this year, and so they're going to start dating at some point. God, I hope they do. You can't narf around but so long, But I can't help you guys. I got lucky. I met I met Emily when we were 9 years old, and I walked up to her and I said, "Look, me and you's getting married. I just want to let you know that." No joke. And she's right in there, and she's giving me a look. But no, I got one of the good ones. I definitely got lucky. So
That's one of those things, dude, that a lot of people don't hit the first time. You know, you and my parents are probably the only two people that I've ever met like that. Like my dad met my mom at 14. Like she was 16, she was 14, right? They were both, you know, they knew each other long before that. They could not give me a lick of advice when it came to dating because they ain't never dated nobody. And I'm like,
if you're trying to start a business of any kind and you don't have your spouse on board, like they don't have to help you, but if they're discouraging you, that's a big wet towel because it's gonna suck for about 2 years and then it's gonna get a lot better. You got to have somebody in your corner, dude. Like you need the old man, you need Adrian and the old dude in the corner if you're gonna go back in there and get pounded by Apollo for 3 more rounds. Like you got to have some encouragement. So Emily has always supported me. When I went full time, I had a lot of people try to talk me out of it, and they did that out of a place where they were trying to care for me, but it wasn't Emily. She was supportive the whole way. And I guess she just figured I would figure it out. And that's what we did. We figured it out. So she, in the business now, she's actually an employee of the company. She runs our bookkeeping, but Emily's got a degree in accounting. So it ain't like I'm not saying just have your wife be your office manager by default. If she can't do that, don't hire her for that job. But if she's not supportive in your business, if you're coming to Serious Starter and you got to ask your old lady if you can come to Serious Starter, don't come because you got to go fix that first.
You got to fix that at the house first.
Don't ask a damn thing. And Emily, I ask you about anything? No, I ain't asking you shit because she'll run it aground. She don't know. So why am I going to advocate to her to make decisions? So if you're starting your business this year in 2024 and you're thinking about coming to an event, taking training, grabbing a course, getting equipment, don't even do it. If your wife is not supportive, I'd go fix that first and kind of get the foundation. That's a cornerstone that'll suck. Like it's going to be hard enough without somebody yang when you get home. It's so stupid. He'd be making me laugh, man.
That's exactly true. I mean, my girl knows. I mean, from the beginning, like I don't put up with none of that. Like,
I ain't got the middle with, man. I just can't. I can't do it. I couldn't imagine the hardness of entrepreneurship plus that on top. Oh my God!
Coming home to naggy, like dog. I don't get nagged.
No, sir.
Because see, I don't sleep on the couch. I bought the couch and the bed. See.
Yep.
See, like I sleep where I sleep. I'm the king. I'm the king of the house.
It is true. That next comment, and it's it's biblical. The Bible says submit to your husband, but it also says you both got a part to play. But what I see a lot of times is the guys are playing their part. It's just sometimes that's true where the dude's not leaving the cave and killing. But if you're bringing home results, I don't want to hear it. Like I don't want to hear it. And this is a journey of results. You're going to be able to make a lot of money. Like it's not even questionable anymore. So as long as it's not a if you be worth, I'll do. No, it's both have to do regardless of what the other side's doing. So you do your part, you do what you're supposed to do, and it can be very fun. Like me and Emily have got to spend a lot of time together. We don't really fight a lot. I've had to set her straight a few times at work because she'd be like bucking me and stuff like, no, I don't think we should do that. Like, listen, I'm not wearing the Cody hat right now. I'm wearing your boss's hat right now. So you're going to do is you're going to go in there and do that.
This is a good one.
How sucky it would be if she was not like she is.
Well, I think there comes a point like I think guys date too early. I think a lot of them get married too early before they know who even they are.
True.
A guy doesn't know. He hasn't had a chance to fortify himself. He hasn't had a chance to really be tested. I hadn't been tested till my divorce, 6 years of being tested, right? 400,000, not being able to see yourself, go down the list, right? Of just mental anguish. And, not to mention having to pay rent and having to try to build a business during that whole process. A lot of guys they knew a little bit about it, but they still don't know. Like I had a room at my attorney's office that was devoted to my paperwork, all mine, boxes to the ceiling of my paperwork. I've been to court over 50, probably 50 something times, sat in front of a judge for no reason. So I've been, guys, if you're in it, like I've been in it. All right. I'm one of those guys. I've been in the gutter, and I will tell you all of it changes when you have something to show.
Yeah.
Okay. When you build yourself and your business aside from her. And even when I'm with my girl, I'm still building my business aside from her. She ain't got nothing to do with how I build this business. And that's why she'll stick around. Because if she had something to do with how hard I worked, she don't want nothing to do with that. She don't want nothing to do with that. I work how hard Aaron works because I'm Aaron. If she was here tomorrow or if she left, it really don't matter. Aaron works hard. All right. And with that, she'll never leave. They never leave. If you don't care if they leave, they never leave. If you start caring, they start leaving.
Yep.
So
it's a weird balance, but it is life. Like I want to win, and I don't say this much on my channel, but I want to win at every area, right? So we talk about business and money a lot, but that's just one metric. I want to win with my kids. I got boys I'm trying to teach how to be men. I've got a daughter that's dating a guy that's 21. She's an adult now. You know, I want to win with my relationships. I want to win with the whole gamut of everything. So but business and your money is one of the biggest ones because it affects everything else. It touches literally everything you do. So it's bullshit to try to achieve a work-life balance in the first 2 years in your business. It's not going to happen. I couldn't even do it last year because we were trying to grow. We were in a big growth stage, and we're about to be in a big harvest stage. But you have to be able to get to that point where like you can enjoy spending time, because I will say this. I was much more stressed 2020, 21, 22 building an empire. But you know what? When I was working for somebody else and clocked in, it was the same exact problem. Like I worked nights, I drove a long ways. I had to be there when they said be there. So if it's the same on both sides, I'd rather at least be building my own empire where I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, because working for Walmart, like, or wherever it was, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. Like there's not going to change. So Serious Starter is really about teaching guys how to expedite that journey, because we've seen guys do it in a year. Like Todd Ketchow just did it in a year, you know, and he wasn't broke to start with, but Terman's done. All these names that you guys hear us rattle off, it's the ones that stick out are the ones that compress that time frame.
right.
So they really jumped in the ditches, and they fought, and they got back their head above water to where they've got leads coming in. They've got the right equipment. They know how to service it. They've got technicians, or they're lean and mean doing it themselves. They've got all that kind of figured out. And so it's just sort of running now on autopilot, and they can adjust on the fly. So that's what Serious is about. It's compressing time frames. Everybody in this chat is a millionaire. Everybody in this chat will make them more or less $1 million in their lifetime. Say you work even at the average a dude makes, right? Let's do some quick math here, guys. Let's do some quick math. Let's say you want to make $1 million divided by, what do you work from 20? Say you start at 20, 30, 40, 50 divided by 30. That's $33,000 a year. And that's retiring kind of early. So you'll make $1 million. So why aren't you rich? If you're going to make $1 million, why aren't you rich? It's because the time frame's too damn long.
Yep.
You're making $1 million over too far. So if we can compress that, right? Do we want to grow the top line $1 million? Yeah, sure. But we also want to compress the time frame. So now we do $1 million months. Every once in a while, we'll pop $1 million month. And that's pretty crazy to have $1 million in a month. We're trying to compress that time frame. We're going to give you all the tools you need. It's going to be up to you, but you can smash it down as far as you want to. Hoff Power, I was going to tell you this earlier, but we are not going to do a WashCon this year. But you are more than welcome, my dude, to come hang out with us at Sirius if you can make it up here. And we're going to be doing another Sirius, just don't know, sometime later in the year. But we're doing this one in February. So if you want to come to that, come on.
So before we jump into the Nickelback, I need to answer Made Me Smile, because I have a personal philosophy that might not be super popular, but from what I've gone through, and some of the guys in the chat have been through something similar. to my story as far as my tumultuous divorce situation and how, I don't know, maybe the word is jaded, PTSD, whatever. Go down the list. Sure, I'll admit to it. That's fine. Whatever. I'm gonna tell you. What do they say? A man ain't never lost no. He ain't never lost no women chasing money, but he lost a lot of money chasing women. All right. And there were years that went by that I didn't chase no women for the first time in my life, and I didn't want anything to do with a real relationship. Okay. It was all just business, guys. And a lot of you guys have been along for the journey. Like, y'all watched me build it on YouTube. And it was like, that was my 24 hour. I go to bed at 1 a.m., wake up at 7 every day, dude. And I still kind of like to do that. Like, I just enjoy working a lot. But he says, Aaron, you're dating a foreigner. Thought you believed in American made. It's all love, real talk. These lies are my favorite thing. You know, and you're right. One thing I have seen, and I'll tie it up with this on that thought, because some guys believe in that. I don't know that younger American women, like I said, if I was going to go back to the well, Cody, and I was going to date, I wasn't going to date nobody my age. I said, look, I've already been through hell. I'm going to get me a girl that's 10 years younger than me. And I'm 35. And that's what I did. She's 25. See, I said, I'm going to do it a Hugh Hefner style, by God. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the first thing. I'm going to go back. Like, the one I'm with ain't going to have no kids. She ain't going to have no baggage. That's just my choice, regardless of whether it's right or whatever. It's just my choice. But I will tell you that I think TikTok, OnlyFans, Instagram, social media as a whole has damaged the Western world for at least the next 5 years or so. I am seeing a turning point in the tide when it comes to American women and their tone, but their tone for the last 8 years, 10 years has been just sleep with anybody, be with anybody. I'm absolved of any responsibility. And I didn't want anything to do with that. Made me smile. I didn't want anything to do with that mentality. I wanted a more wholesome mentality, a more traditional mentality, without going to Afghanistan and becoming Muslim. Not that to that level of restriction where it's like hijabs and stuff, but I definitely wanted more of a farm girl who did not believe in putting her ass on OnlyFans or Instagram. Like, I just couldn't deal with it. And honestly, I think I looked a lot of places in Nashville, and you would be surprised, Cody, how damaged the market is when it comes to women and how entitled, like, they believe you owe them the house, the car, and the kids. And they believe it. They think it's totally fine. And I wanted nothing to do with that, short of going to the Philippines and getting me a bride over there. I found a beautiful girl in Canada who grew up on a pig farm, who is Dutch blonde. I'm going to tell you guys, Canada is a gold mine. Okay. It's the hidden gem. Canadian girls are amazing. So, yes, that is my answer to that question. I don't believe in American made when it comes to women. Made me smile. I like those German cars personally. Dutch Canadian. Hey, appreciate it, Mike. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Reggie. So, Cody, why do we hate Nickelback?
Dude, so I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't really hate Nickelback much. But that's it. Like, if we were to take a poll and we took, 100 guys that are kind of our kind of guys, the guys in the chat, our style dudes, right? I'd say we'd be in the upper 80s percentage wise. Yeah, Nickelback, they suck. So last week, we got accused of being the McDonald's of soft washing. A guy, butthurt dude up there in Washington State. I don't know what the hell he's mad about something. But anyway, he said, y'all are just the McDonald's of soft washing. And Jonathan sent me a text saying that. And I was like, is he complimenting me? I didn't know it was a cut down. He had to explain to me the context of what the guy was talking about. And I said, well, it's kind of, he's just pissy. But the McDonald's of soft washing, or the Nickelback of soft washing. So why do people hate on Nickelback? I'll use Nickelback as a better example. But why do people hate on Nickelback so much? I'm not a big music guy. Okay. I don't listen to music. I will listen to a little bit, but I don't listen to music. So I'm not the guy that walks around with earbuds listening to music all the time. You could take my cumulative weeks music consumption and it'd probably be 20 minutes. Like I don't understand people that have to have music all day. I just didn't grow up in that world of listening to anything, no kind of music. So I'm just kind of neutral. Like I don't give a shit. I got stuff I like, but it didn't cross my mind to listen to music. Podcast. Yep. I'll listen to if Aaron's got a video, Mike or Justin, I'll listen to that, or, some other guys in the business world. But if you're going to listen to rock or a genre of like a style of rock, what would you call Nickelback, Aaron? You're a musician. What is Nickelback? Like post grunge?
They were rock. Yeah. Like
in the big category
modern rock. Yeah.
Yeah. So people, why are they that way to Nickelback? And I'll tell you what it is. It was their success. Their success became their downfall because they were so successful in that genre, in that subcategory. They are definitely at the top of the pile of recognizability, most number one hits. I Googled it before we started. They've had like 50 million albums sold. They're worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And so their success was why people love to hate on success. They're okay with success until it goes past the point where they can understand it. And then they instantly start trying to figure out, well, here's your line. They sold out, right? Or they are just in it for the money, or they fill in the blank. All their Hot Power was talking crap on a while ago. He's talking about it's the same song with a different beat. I'm not saying none of that's wrong. What I am saying is they're rich as hell. Okay. That's so we see this a lot in all kinds of industries where it's popular in the gun world to hate on Glocks, right? Like people crap. Well, old man Glock just died the other day. He pretty well off. When you get to the top of something, it almost becomes a reverse climax. It's like they ramped up. But here's what I also believe. All them dudes probably jam out a Nickelback with the windows up and ain't nobody in the truck. They probably also do that. So how do we take that and apply it to your business? If you're out there washing, right? You want to be synonymous with that Google search. When people in your area, you've got to be almost obnoxiously successful. Like that's my goal, is to be almost, when you think of soft washing and you Google any of those terms, or you're just an average person, I want to be just in their face to the point where they're just like, I can't get away from Nickelback. I can't get away from the Chad Kroger of soft washing. And that should be everyone's goal, because with that comes success and money. And that's where I'm not in this for fun. Like, I'm sorry guys, but I don't love soft washing. Okay. I'm in it to make money, make good products, and make you guys successful. But I don't just lay awake at night, like with just dreaming about soft washing. The point of it is to make money. The point of why you don't just go out and wash houses because you love washing houses. The point is to make money. So we want to be so ubiquitous with our genre, right? With our given field, that we sell out arenas, that we sell out house washes, that we're booked 3 months out, right? You want to be that guy, because there's room at the top for one person, and everybody below that, those are just dogs barking at parked cars. So when somebody tells me that I'm the McDonald's of soft washing, I say, you're damn right. Billion burgers served, right? I take it as a compliment. I take it as, yep, we are that. And that's where I want to stay. So at Sirius, we're going to teach you some of that stuff. Aaron is a wizard at kind of taking some keyword tactics and getting you to the top, especially in the local market. So that real estate, that billboard, that big M, those golden arches on the side of the highway, they are valuable real estate. And look, nobody really enjoys eating at McDonald's, but they make $65 million a day. So everybody enjoys eating at McDonald's.
Everybody does enjoy eating at McDonald's, and it's just like the Nickelback. No one's going to admit to you they love eating at McDonald's, but why all them fries always gone?
How come the McRib sells out if it ain't worth a damn? It's like the Batch Buster. It ain't worth a damn. Put them on sale for Black Friday. Couldn't keep them on the shelf. Sold thousands of. Them some bitches leak. Well, hold on, I'm gonna go over here and get me some. Well, which is it?
Well, I think that is you're going into a thing that everybody you're revealing something, kind of taking the veil off here, is that everybody who tears down a Nickelback, kind of wish they had the success that Nickelback. They would take the success tomorrow,
Oh
like
no.
hating on Creed, hating on McDonald's. If somebody said, "Hey, man, I'm going to make you like you're going to have all the talent of a Chad Kroger with your current life and your current family. And I'm just basically going to make you Chad Kroger playing in front of thousands of people every year. It's going to be very easy, very simple. And I'm going to pay you $50 million a year to do it. You cool with that? Yeah. Everybody wants to be a rock star. Everybody, and look, your same life, same family, everybody good, everything's good, right? Everybody wants that level of success, but everybody from the bottom always likes to shoot at the top. And I'll tell you one thing, Cody, like you are that. And that's why there is always a buzz around anything that we do, any move that we make. I mean, down to certain things on the site, down to the free shipping. Oh, we put out free shipping. 2 days later, 3 other people start shipping for free. Isn't that weird? I mean, there's so many nuances, guys, that we could go into that the whole industry is looking at the Nickelback right now, and they're jeering, but they're also keeping a good eye on it. They're watching every move the SCSW makes,
And
because it's proven success.
you should do that in your market, guys. Like take a page out of that book. I'm not just talking about, I don't care about that. That's how can you copy and paste that in your market? Like we have to give you the example, but I think a lot of people misunderstand that. We're just giving you an example in the hopes that you'll rip that page out and go replicate that in your local market so that you're so hyper successful. My uncle told me this. He was talking about another wash guy. Well, I can't get him to come back out here. He forgot about all the people that got him started. Yeah, go to hell. You didn't get me started. I got myself started. Like you did, because you let me wash your single wide one time. Like, what are you talking about? Because he wasn't talking about me. The guy he was talking about got so successful that he couldn't. It was, year 3, and he's booked out, and he's doing fleet washing. He's making money now. Well, he can't come back down there and wash my single wide now. Well, okay, you paid, he washed, that deal's done. Like he don't owe you nothing, you see. But in his mind, he was hating on him only because he got successful and got where he needed to be. He had a guy, I guess he was talking about you this morning. Justin sent Justin sent a text this morning.
I hope somebody was. I need a good.
Said, hold on, I want to find that. That junk was funny. Oh yeah, it was this one. He said, "Can't get this guy to respond back. I'll help you with messages. I've been, unless you person know him, big name. This says a lot about a person." I said, "Yeah, I had the same problem messaging Elon." Like, bro, but that's what people will do. They will root you on and then hate what you are. Like they'll buy the tickets and listen on the iPod, and then they'll talk crap about you at the water cooler. But that's okay. Like
it's good.
At some point, you just understand that is what humans do, and I probably do it somewhere that I'm not aware that I do it, but it doesn't matter. The point is to get to where you in your local market are that guy. Like if the radio's on, it's playing that. That's the goal, guys. And when you get to that level, you almost can't not win. Like you got to do a major flub, right? Like think about it's like Dave Chappelle in comedy. You think of comedy, Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart. There's a few names at the top, and people will talk crap about those artists or those whatever it is. Like it doesn't matter what it is. Here's what we want. We want cottage boutique service at mass market prices, right? That's what we want. But those two things don't go together. So I want to go wherever the money is. I want to try to provide the best service I can and mesh those two together as much as possible. But everybody wants to feel like they can just, I'm sure people said that about Bill Gates when they couldn't get a hold of him anymore. And they used to know him back in high. He sold out that son bitch. He's busy. He got man. He's doing stuff. So that's the goal. Be ubiquitous.
The one way to do that for the guy on the truck running his business is to simply send more emails. Like email your customer base more. Like sell them more offers. Make more offers to your customer base. One thing is that you will make more money for sure. No question. You will make way more money. But B, here's the big piece of this puzzle is you will piss more people off and they'll tell you to take them off of your list.
every day.
Which is like, I mean, I got people who are like, Aaron, quit emailing me. I'm like, if you don't know how to unsubscribe in 2023, man, you know what? You ought to just quit. You should just quit. Take me like I've got them trapped in the Guantanamo Bay of my like you will answer me. You will get my email regardless of how you feel. You know?
All the time. And that's what you want. Here's what you can't be afraid of doing. You can't be well, I don't want to rock the boat. Like, no, rock the boat, dude.
Rock the boat, baby.
If you're posting it, here's an example. You're posting in yard sale groups. I'm gonna post enough to get almost banned.
Yep.
Like,
I'm gonna dial it back one time.
Then I'm coming back.
Then I'm coming back. I'll get checked by the admin, and then I come back like 3 days later.
It's in the Bible, dude. Like I'm telling you guys, if you don't believe the Bible is real, every business principle I ever stumble across, then I'm like, wait a minute, this is in the Bible. It's the parable of the importunate friend. He keeps coming and knocking, right? And then he go, hey man, go away. It's late. Yeah, he comes back and he knocks again. Man, it's late. Go away. He comes back, knocks again. And he gets his answer because he is persistent in asking. Well, you got to be persistent in asking the marketplace for work. You're saying, hey, I'm here to work, right? Don't you know there was some Karen that had a problem when McDonald's put lighted signs? Well, them signs, they're putting lights on them now. Like they're complaining about everything. They're staying up. They bitch in Roanoke because Walmart closes at midnight. Our Walmart in Roanoke closes at midnight. Okay. And people will complain because, well, it ain't open. It ain't a real Walmart. It's open half a day. And then if it opened, that's a damn shame. That's what's wrong with this.
It's too bright.
Closed. Just stay open all night, all the meth heads up there. Which one do you want? The truth is they don't know what they want. So you just got to do what's best for you. And I can tell you what it is. It's being so in the market's face that they think of tennis shoe, Nike.
Yep.
Fast food, McDonald's. Rock, Nickelback, right? Whatever it is. When it was country music, who do you think of? Like Garth Brooks. Like there's certain names and the money follows the attention.
Yep.
It cannot help but follow the attention. Best known beats what?
Best.
See, you're so worried about doing the best job. Man, I stayed out there an extra hour, make sure I rinsed everything down. Well, was it rinsed off? Yeah, we'll leave. Because you should have took that hour and worked on your marketing, you should have put out some bandit signs for an hour. You could have put out 10 bandit signs across town. So we'll get worried. We'll get so worried about this band, they're really good. And Nickelback's, all their songs sound the same. Well, who cares? They found a hit, right? They found a beat that hit and they just kept running on that same one. Why? Because it was selling records, dude. It was selling records.
The ultimate win is when people say, well, that band just sounds like Nickelback. Like, you've made it.
Production Max.
It's like Production Max. Yeah, people got Max in their skid name. And it's
Bro, they do got Max in their skid name.
That's a Southeast Softwatch skid that you have pieced together and are now trying to sell.
I had to call a guy and tell him because he had built a mini skid and he was selling them on a website, which is whatever. Like whatever, I don't care. But he had literally went to our site and copied and pasted the mini skid description. And I called him and I said, look, man, you build equipment, do your thing, bro. But I can't tell you not to build equipment. But what you are going to do is take that damn description and at least write a paragraph for me. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, well, but to your point, it is the best form of flattery.
Dude, that was the asshole move of you for telling him that, Cody. You should have just let it fly. you shouldn't have rocked the boat like that. Now he's going to ban us from all the Facebook groups.
Ooh, weird.
We did. We literally just built our own Facebook group bigger than all of theirs. See, that's the thing, guys. Send more emails. Do more rocking the boat. I know that is the bane of a country folk mentality. And how I know this is for every little church, guys. If you go to a little church, you probably got some elders or some trustees in the church, right? Trustees, elders, deacons, whatever you want to call them. And they're making decisions on money and how we're going to allot the money. And I guarantee you, them same folks have taken a year to decide on something so small. They can't make a decision. Why do you care what people think? That's one thing that freed me up, is because why does it take people, these same people who say you're emailing too much, they can't make a decision on a damn projector for the church. It's like, you just live your life, man. You market heavy. Look, make people pissed off that you market so hard. Make people pissed off that you might have a real objective, thought out opinion on something that doesn't resonate with theirs. That's okay. It's America, dude. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not just spewing nonsense, but you've thought out why you feel this way and you've man enough to say it. Sounds to me like that's some real old school shit right there. That's the founding fathers kind of thing, dude. If you, all them founding fathers, most of them were 20 years old, 24 years old, gonna tell the King of England, you can shove it and bring your armada over here and we'll kill every last one. Like the ball sack on these old timey principles that America was founded on. And coming back to think, man, I might rock the boat if I send too many emails. Can you imagine? You should be disgusted at yourself privately, and then tomorrow go do something different, because you ain't saddling up versus the King of England next week to shoot his dudes, and you got pitchforks and they got the biggest army in the world. Okay. Yeah. That's who you should emulate, that mentality, because I'm going to tell you, you're bringing something, guys, of value. You're doing a great job. You're showing up when you said you were going to show up. And if you've got these principles to stand on in your business, you can literally sell it like a pyramid scheme. Heavy, hard, buy now. It doesn't matter, because if you're doing what you said you were going to do, at the end of the day, your integrity is sound. You have nothing to worry about. If people are pissed off that you email too much, or that you call too many times, or that they see you too much on Facebook ads or Google ads or whatever, good. Tell your family members, I need a group of people to be pissed off that my company is that good at what we do.
If you
so
don't
they talk about me.
Dude, if you ain't got pissed off people, that's a sign. That's a bad sign. You ain't got nobody pissed at what you're doing. That is not a good sign. That means you're too milquetoast. You don't have any dividing. Like, Jesus came and divided. Like, he was not milquetoast. Like,
what do you say? I came to bring a sword. Like, what does a sword do? A sword cuts.
It divides. Like, and you shouldn't just be divisive for the sake of being divisive, but you've got to, and this is hard to, okay, how do you apply that to pressure washing, right? Whatever you thought about doing marketing wise, if it's buying equipment and everybody in your family is telling you not to, and you should, go buy it and look them dead in the eye and go on about your day. See, that could be down to that little market. If the little market there, if you can't conquer, where you 20-something years old and your mom and dad, we 28-year-olds or mom and dad telling them stuff, like your wife, whatever it is, your peer group, like, no, you've got to conquer that. So I always try to think, well, what's everybody doing? What would they not do? And can I do that? When Hoffpower, it's backwards. Hoffpower was, that whole thing went down with that situation. I was like, okay, these other guys, I felt like you should do something. There's all these dudes that have been affected by this guy going out of business the way that it happened. Nobody gave a skid away except us. We gave and we didn't give away a mini skid. They were hey, that's horrible. Just call in. We're going to give you guys 10% off. Well, that kind of sounds almost slimy to me. It's like, how you going to run a sale off the back of these 100 dudes that are affected by this collapse of this company, we'll just give a damn skid away. Better yet, we'll put a 10-gallon on it. Better yet, we'll give. So what did that do? Did I do it for the marketing? No, not necessarily. But I also did not tell everybody about it, right? If you're going to go do something for charity, if you're going to go do something outlandish, like just crazy as hell, well, you better tell everybody that you did it. Well, don't you say be humble? Not the hell with that. I'm not trying to do that. Okay. You take that on somewhere else. I'm trying to get known so that I can affect outcomes. I can get eyeballs, and that attention money will follow. Here's a good thing you might do, right? Find your local playground, right? There's probably 2 or 3 of them in your area, and go out there and just sanitize it once a quarter. Get with the CD or whoever and say, hey, I want to do this. I want to let you guys know we're going to do it on this day. I would always do it on like a day that's going to rain that night, so I know it's going to rinse everything. Sanitize the playground and put a sign up. Now, you got to let me put my sign up. This playground sanitized, compliments of such and such soft wash. Well, who goes to playgrounds? Moms with kids that have Lexuses and they need their house cleaned, right? Well, here's what you would think. Here's what you'd be told. Well, do it, but don't tell nobody you're doing it, because then man, that just like defeats the whole point. So do something, stick your flag in the ground, but run it up high enough that everybody can see it. Don't be afraid to tell everybody about what you're doing.
Can't not do that in Australia. I don't reckon. I don't think you can do a lot of things in Australia, Maccabee.
John, you can't do nothing in Australia.
Can't buy a gun. Can't do a lot of things.
$16,000 seal coating machine for this coming season, all paid for by collecting jobs on the. There you go. Right.
Boom.
Hey, we're going to be rolling out a paper sealer, driveway sealer coming up pretty soon. So stay on the lookout for that if you guys fool with that. Yeah, and look, Off Power's made a ton of money with that thing, as he should.
Why do you think that is, man? Why do you think people feel that way? Because I remember that, like, that permeated your life growing up where you grew up, which is not far from me. It's probably 3-4 hours or so into the woods. But that same thing was like, now, the best thing is don't go telling nobody about it. And it's like, no, I'm trying to get known for doing good things. Like, I'm trying to get known for showing up when others won't show up. I'm trying to get known for innovating where others won't innovate. I'm trying to get my name into a place, and you should be, right? Like, you should be trying to do that. That markets your business. It markets you as a person, and people gravitate naturally to that apex. They all want to come to that place. Why do you think that is? What is that?
I think it's easily conflated with pride, and it's like, well, that's prideful if you talk about yourself. And I don't guess it's an easy jump to make that, okay, well, pride's a sin, and if you're talking about yourself, then that's pride, so that's a sin. But that's not how I look at it. It's the Bible's the most printed book. Like, you have to get the word out. If the message is good and you're going to do a good job and you're going to stand by your word, then it's stupid not to advertise. Like, if I think every church in town, if you believe your church is the church, then you should rent the biggest billboard on the side of the road. Like, Why would you not mark it? And then you sit there and wonder why your church ain't filling up. Why it's the same, 72 old people with stiff hair, and there ain't, okay, well, you're not marketing. Like, people don't know you're over there, dude. Well, you're going to die like that. Like, do you want to get to a goal, or do you want to get tied up on little what if minutia things? So people can't hear the gospel if they don't come in. How shall they be saved if they don't hear? How they hear without a preacher? How are they going to hear without somebody to tell them, is what it's saying. Well, how are they going to know if you don't tell them? So I think a lot of that is people just using that as an excuse. They don't even really believe that. It's just a convenient excuse to not put in the legwork, not go out and do the thing. Well, the Bible says not. Well, okay, well, that's just your out. That's your out for why you didn't do it and why you didn't win.
And that's not what it says.
It does
not say that. They'll bastardize the word quick.
It's talking about business.
It's talking about quick.
It's not talking about business marketing. It's talking about personal beating your chest as the Pharisee and praying out loud and saying you're doing all that for bullshit. Whereas the widow put her mite in and nobody knew about it, right? That's talking about your relationship with God and your personal life. That's not talking about your business, but we'll take a doctrine that ain't got nothing to do with that and go over here and sprinkle it on this so that we can justify why our business failed. A lot of dudes that are not serious starters, they'll start in the game in any business. And the moment they start setting up reasons to fail.
Yep.
They're looking for the boogeyman. Well, they ripped me off. The equipment. We'll have, I guarantee you, this cold snap that's coming through right now, give it a month. And there's going to be a slew of dudes that try to call us and email us and all this stuff because they didn't winterize. And now they got to figure out what's wrong with it. And we don't even care. I'll go figure it out. Watch tech support videos. That ain't my job. And then they will go and talk crap about us not being good customers. No, that's not part of the deal. You don't get free consulting. I told you to winterize it. There's a QR code right there. There's a video. There's the parts are available. You could have just run antifreeze through it. I done all I can do. But in their mind, it's easier instead of them taking accountability and say, damn it, I should have winterized that damn thing when that cold snap come in. It's my first piece of real spraying equipment. I didn't think about it. Lesson learned. Don't do that again.
Yeah.
See, that's a Jocko Willink move. You got to take accountability to play that. And then you'll be fine if you'll do it, but it's hard to do. It's easier to say Southeast is a boogeyman or this or whatever it is. It's easier to conjure up a Baba Yaga out of thin air.
Yeah.
Well, that's why my business failed. We had a guy melt his manifold with a halogen light, try to tell me it was my fault. I said, well, go to hell. I see here's what I will do. I'll sell you another manifold. You won't give me it for free? Well, no, because I didn't, near as I remember, I didn't come to your house last night and put a 800-watt halogen lamp that far from your blend manifold. Now, if I had done that, I'd give you another one because I'd feel bad about that. But it's so weird, man. And here's the hard part is like, we can see those examples, but I currently know that I'm doing that somewhere and I can't see it because those guys don't see it. They're not stupid. It's just, you can't see it until you see it. And then it's like, oh my God, I was an idiot. There's more of them in here. It's more
hard. It's hard to see.
It's very hard to see. Once you see the first few though, I think your eyes sort of get open to the fact that those mental blocks are there. And some of my kinfolks bought a skid. They didn't make it. And here was their reasoning. We asked them, well, how's marketing? Well, we messaged some folks on Facebook and they were complaining like I had sold them the soft washing dream and it didn't work out. Well, we messaged a few people on Facebook. Like, well, that's dumb as hell. Like, that's not what we told you to do, But they conjured up that they had done everything that they were supposed to do and they didn't make it. It's like, bro, I can lead you to water, but I can't make you drink it.
I'm gonna tell you, man, like the mental block to implementation is hard. It's challenging for a lot of guys. It took me a long time to get to a place where I even felt remotely competent in my zone of being able to implement an idea and research and figure out what knowledge wasn't worth my time. Right? There's like, guys, there's tons of stuff out there, tons of videos out there. Most of it isn't worth your time. There's a reason that most of it's free. Okay. Because it doesn't really move the needle. That's why it's free.
It's a click funnel.
It's a click funnel. There's a reason. There's about 4 or 5 things in marketing that you really need to do to set yourself up. Okay. And I think the implementation of that is another level, right? Hearing it. Say you come to Serious Starter and you hear me tell you it. Okay. Well, I can't help you beyond that. You don't pay me on retainer. Like you don't have calls scheduled with me. I hope and pray you take everything I tell you to do and you go home and immediately implement. And there have been people, many people, probably to the tune of about 20 to 30. They're like the 1%ers, that I know their names, Maccabee's a 1%er. He's here in the group. He's also in the inner circle. He's also a probably $500,000 earner or more. like Solo Boss, like he's in Australia. Like Maccabee does not play when it comes to marketing. He markets the hell out of his business. He's just one of those guys who's willing to pay the money and invest. I think he's already bought like a super pump from Australia.
Pretty sure.
He's a guy he's a first adopter. Like it comes out, he's buying it. New tech, he's in it. Like he's learning it. And I will tell you guys, if you will just implement what you've learned, those few things, it's like shooting a basketball, right? Like say, for instance, your dad put you with one of the NBA, like a retired NBA guy, like, and he just taught you a few parameters on how to shoot. He's like, no, man, your elbow's wrong. Why are you doing your elbow like that? Move your elbow here. It needs to be a 90 degree. You need to flick at the end. If you do these mechanics, it's like a golf swing as well. If you do the same mechanic every time, you can't help but make it. You're wondering why these guys shoot these. They're not stronger than you, dude. The golfers are not stronger than a lot of you guys on this call. Why can they hit it so far? They know the mechanics. There's a few parameters, a few angles he's got to hit. He's got to hit these angles. And if he hits those points every time, that ball is going to go 400 yards. Yep. It ain't about strength, brute strength at the end. It's how you do the steps at the end of the day. And then you just keep repeating the steps for 18 holes and you're par or below. You see, if you can do the same thing every time, the right same thing every time, that's golf. You're a PGA Tour guy. If you can do the same swing, Cody, you or I, if we could just do the same thing every single time, we're on the PGA Tour.
It ain't no different than Murphy pulling that holster. He skinned that smoke wagon at 0.89 and hit it.
And he's doing it every time. Every time it's the same movement.
But he puts the reps in. And that's what it's all about, man. What do you want to win at? Like if you'll just devote the time, you need to get the training, because if you don't know, you'll spend a lot of time. Like there's guys that have shot 1,000,000 rounds and they're swinging all janky.
Right.
So what you're doing is you're learning bad form. And then you got to go unlearn that before you can learn good form. It's actually better to start off with a fresh palette and then you just learn correctly. It's worse than not knowing anything is knowing wrong things. We've had guys come to Serious Starter and try to ask, like, start trying to teach the class. And we're like, hey, shut the hell up. You're here as a student. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay. If you came in and you'd made $100 million, I might let you talk a little bit, but you ain't. So don't talk. But in this game, it's not that hard, and we can show you kind of how to compress that curve down. But it's and like the barriers we run into now they're just financial barriers. It's like, okay, do we want to spend 6 figures on a website revamp? Because that's about to be what we're at, is a 6-figure website. But if you don't, it's like we're not going to sit there and do it ourselves. We're going to hire that out. And there's things we've done that was a bust. But then there's when they hit big and they hit right. And that's, you guys see it. You guys, the pump, could have bought a Ferrari, but now we have a pump. So it is what it is. Like it's trying to find the next thing and keep yourself at the forefront of your market. So it's just good. It's good examples because you guys running a wash business, you're not in our world of manufacturing and e-com. So it's good to see something that's in your industry, but it's not the same thing. Like, to me, go crank up a wash truck. It's so simple. I was thinking about that today because the boys are going to be running the truck at some point. You know how easy it's going to be for me to fire the truck, put a skid, Mike and Preston, quote IQ, ding, 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 bing, 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 bing. And it's just like, but to the new guy, it's so bewildering. They don't know. They're walking into just kudzu, bro.
Sure. With a machete. And that's all right. That's how everything is, dude. That's how a lot of this stuff was for us, right? Like we walked through kudzu for a long time developing some of these products. Yep. I mean, we've thrown probably 6 figures in a ditch figuring it out with, guys who didn't work out, development, skunk teams that were not the skunk team, right? We thought they were.
Yeah.
And they weren't.
And they did.
and what's crazy is, you meet them, you invest your money, you go through all this time, all this explanation, all these Zoom calls, all these things, designing and figuring things out. And then at the end of the day, 6 months later, you figured out you've wasted your money. Are you willing to cash it out, not tell a soul except the people you work with, not complain at all, and get ready to saddle up another 6. You see what I'm saying? That's how you got to be
Yeah.
in your business, except not to the tune of that type of money.
Yeah.
It's really more along the lines of probably like a couple thousand here and there every now and then for the marketing, and if you want to scale like a Maccabee, he's 3,000 SEO, 3,500 Google ads, 300 Facebook ads a month. Right. But he's making, probably 60K a month.
And Maccabee, he can agree because I know he sees it in the groups and stuff too. But guys they'll trip out about putting $500 behind an ad, and I didn't get no messages. Like, well, that don't mean anything. You got to be not romantic about that. It's just the budget, and you're supposed to spend it. Now, I'm not saying don't track it. I'm saying the next time spend it a little wiser, try something else, right? But you gotta invest. Like, bro, look at all these companies that have been around way longer than we have. They ass ain't built no pump. Now, what do you think they're thinking? Oh my God, they didn't even think to build a pump. Like, the industry clearly needs a pumping solution, and maybe they thought about it, but I guarantee you, there's a bunch of them that never crossed their mind. And so when you see those things, you see those opportunities, it's just like, adding on dryer vent cleaning. Like, if you got 10 guys in a county washing and nobody's doing dryer vent cleaning, well, damn, do what Pierce would do. Post a video of somebody's house on fire with the dryer and say, you need to get you a dryer. Well, that's not nice. It's supposed to catch eyeballs. Like, it's supposed to be captivating so that people will book it. And trying to find those holes in your market, like y'all were talking about paver sealing. We're talking about that today. That's another add-on service that we can do. Like, it's in the wheelhouse. We can do that, right? These are all the things that we can try to identify where there's opportunities. And it's going to take a little bit of money, and it's going to take a little bit of nutsack, but you can do it, and you'll make a ton of money.
Just when you spend the money, man, like, you have to be able to walk away from it. You cannot be romantic about spending money. I think that's the biggest thing that I've had to learn growing up in the South, is that my investment, I tell you, Cody, I'm like, I don't believe anything's going to work, which means, like, I operate like I'm going to win. But I've learned this from an Elon Musk. Like, he's like, no, these rockets, like, a lot of it's not going to work. It falls in the ocean. And he still keeps investing. Like, he still keeps putting money down. And eventually they landed that rocket on that platform after how many failed attempts. And I haven't even watched all the failed attempts. There's probably 100 failed attempts I've never seen on YouTube. You know what I mean? But it's like, he's doing it in the quiet. He's doing it if you're watching. It doesn't matter who's talking. We're investing, and I'm going to land this damn rocket on this platform, by God. You see, that's how you have to be. The pump's going to shoot what we say it's going to shoot. That's the bottom line, or we're not selling it. All right. I would have taken the whole project, thrown it in a ditch if it didn't do the specs that we wanted. Skunk Team knew that. They knew it.
It's going to do X, or it ain't going to be a thing.
We will throw it in a ditch.
Like, blow their mind.
Like, damn.
You would do that? You're so far. Yep. Burn it off.
I'll burn it. Start it again. Figure it out. Figure out something else. So, guys, I hope you got a lot out of this live. Cody and I are going to wrap it up. If you're a serious starter, and I mean if you're serious, come to the Serious Starter event February 23rd, 24th. Go to southeastsoftwash.com. Go to the training tab, and you will see my fat head on one of those, and book your ticket, and we will train you for 2 days. There's been a lot of successful people that's come through the Serious Starter event, and we hope that you're another one of those. Genuinely, I want you to take this information. I genuinely want you to win. I want to arm you. Cody and myself want to arm you with the information that is going to actually be implementable for you at where you're at, and not just starter info. Okay. Cody will tell you, I'm about to hook a fire hose to your head the second day. And we're gonna fill you up, dude. Y'all gonna be upset because it's gonna be a little too much info. But if you just take enough notes, book your ticket, we're gonna crush it.
Yeah, be good. You'll learn a lot, man. It'll be up to you at that point. You'll have the tools.
AP ready for round 2 snow. Oh no, it's going to get more snow tomorrow here in Nashville. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys at the event.